Stephen Murray is with us now. He is a councilman with the city of Beaufort. Welcome, Stephen. Good to have you on the show. And we're going to begin with discussing this new task force on higher education. And why did you all create it? What was the need, Stephen?
Yeah. Good morning, Robin. Thanks for having me on. Earlier in 2019, we had an exercise in the city of Beaufort called Beaufort 2030. We brought in somewhere between 60 and 80 stakeholders from around the community to talk about challenges facing the city, looking at our strategic plan, where we ought to be going. And one of the items that rose out of the top of that exercise is that the city's got to do a better job of working with our partners, our larger institutions across the city, to make sure that they're successful in expanding and continue to make an investment in the city. And so education was one of the highest priorities. We've been working in a number of fronts on economic development the last few years, whether it's the Beaufort Digital Corridor or the creation of the Economic Development Corporation. And so the Higher Education Committee is just another piece of our total economic development plan, acknowledging that most of the jobs of the future are going to require some type of education after high school. And we are very fortunate to have Technical College of the Lowcountry and University of South Carolina Beaufort based right here in the city. So the idea is get leadership from those institutions, get some community stakeholders. We also have Beaufort County School District and Beaufort Memorial Hospital at the table. So the idea is get in the room on a monthly basis, talk about our strategic plans and where we're each trying to go, find out what citizens would like to see in terms of their educational institutions expanding in the city, and overall just give us a little more organized structure and strategy on how we help higher education expand in the city in the coming years.
Outstanding. So the University of South Carolina Beaufort and the Technical College of the Lowcountry already working together, but this task force will increase their cooperation, their collaboration as they grow and expand.
Absolutely. You've probably seen, or most residents have probably seen along the Boundary Street corridor, we've had some student housing go up over the last couple of years. University of South Carolina Beaufort now has an honors college here in Beaufort. So in addition to arts, which we've had for about the last decade, we've added honors biology, honors nursing. They're adding a master's in education, and we'll probably have honors business coming online within the next year or so. Same thing with TCL. They're adding a number of programs. And so again, kind of a way for the community to be engaged with the college. If the city needs to bring some resources to bear to help the university or TCL expand, breaking down those silos is what we're really trying to do to support economic development, support institutions, and support citizens.
Very good, Stephen. Now, there has been a lot of publicity recently about the removal of the Historic Beaufort Foundation seat on the Historic Review Board. So let's talk a little bit about that. We have a minute left and your position.
Yeah, so I'm against removing the seat from the Historic Review Board. Historic Beaufort Foundation was formed almost 50 years ago when a group of our forefathers and foremothers in Beaufort got together and said we really need to start preserving these historic structures as they were being torn down. I think because of Historic Beaufort Foundation, it's one of the reasons why we actually have the Historic District Review Board. It's one of the reasons why preservation has been so prevalent, and we're very fortunate of the collection of historic properties that we have across the city. So I think they deserve a seat. Some have made an argument that it is a conflict of interest to have an advocacy group on that board. I personally disagree. The good news is I think we've taken a time out. We're going to sit down with Historic Beaufort Foundation folks, figure out how we can strengthen the partnership, and I'm hoping over the next 60 to 90 days after the holidays, once it's all settled, we'll have a stronger partnership, and some of my colleagues on council will decide to leave that seat alone because again, I do think Historic Beaufort Foundation deserves a seat on the Historic District Review Board.
Very good. Stephen Murray with the City of Beaufort. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in January. Thank you so much. Coming up, Queen Quit with the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition, what they've been up to.